let's go to Lou Dobbs and a caller that he's going to have, because they got an interesting theory about this Fort Hood shooter, too. Well, you know what? It's so fun and interesting. Let me let them give it to you. Clip number 5.
I just was thinking, how can the President of the United States, how dare him allow Nancy tomorrow try to shove this voting for this bill, this disaster of a bill, out of respect to the families of those who died in Fort Hood and to the citizens of the United States that are in mourning.
Right.
This is a terrible time for him to try to sneak this thing through.
Sneak.
Oh, but you know what? They are using it just as they would the cover of night. This just gives them more cover to pull the stunt. Nancy Pelosi is absolutely intent on bringing this legislation forward, even though they're acknowledging they don't have the votes right now. So we'll see what happens, June. But, I mean, when you talk about how dare let the president do let Pelosi do this, June, Pelosi is doing Obama's bidding here. I mean, this is not, being permissive on his part. She's doing exactly what he wants done.
Yeah, no, my respect for Lou Dobbs is now officially less than 0. They're doing this under cover of night because they have the cover of the Fort Hood shooting. Okay, they've only been discussing health care for, what, close to a year now? How many months have they been discussing this? You think they were like, oh, Fort Hood shooting? Hurry up, spring health care on them. They'll never see it coming. I mean, come on, really, how disingenuous are you? Or how stupid are you? And the vote, by the way, that's scheduled, was scheduled well in advance, several days, earlier in the week. No, I think it might have been over the weekend, actually. So what was that, 4 or 5 days before the shooting? They scheduled the vote under the cover of night. When the Fort Hood thing comes, they sneak it in, as if they're using Fort Hood as a way of distracting people. All anybody was talking about was health care reform. You're telling me they're sneaking it in? And then, of course, while the country is in mourning. All right, so look, what happened in Fort Hood is an obvious tragedy. We've talked about it on the show. It's the most obvious thing in the world. But then there was the shooting in Orlando today. So then do we stop all votes on that? Then there was, other shootings. There's been shootings left and right. I mean, there's shootings every day. There was the guys in Pittsburgh who shot 3 cops. There was the guys in Florida who shot a couple of cops. There was the Holocaust Museum shooter. I mean, I can go all day. We'd never have another vote in the Senate or the House if we have to do national mourning for every single thing. I'm not trying to minimize what happened in Fort Hood. It was terrible. But does everybody think that really we should stop all voting in the House and Senate? No. Ironically, what the conservatives are doing here is they're using Fort Hood as an excuse to try to stop health care reform, while they pretend the Democrats are using it as an excuse to pass it, which is an indefensible position, logically speaking, because of what I just outlined. But why? That's what JR says all the time. Projection. They want to use Fort Hood to kill the bill, and so they say, oh, you see that? The Democrats are using Fort Hood to try to pass the bill.
Yeah, you take the you take the attention off yourself and point it right at what you're doing. And people go, oh, they can't be doing it. They just pointed that out. But anyway, is it you've been doing this for a while, I assume. You've been talk radio. Mm-hmm. Just talking, right?
Yeah, I've been talking a while.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Is it against the number one rule of a talk radio show host? You cannot tell a caller, you know what? I'm sorry, Jan. That just doesn't make any sense. I don't know if did he really think that before she even brought that up? He could have said, yeah, I mean, that's kind of crazy. He can't say that. It seems like there's no way he really believes that. He heard it and goes, well, I have to find some way. And I've heard other crazy callers on the shows, and the host has to say, if they support them, they have to say, well, I hear where you're coming from, and try and find some way to agree with them when they're saying something that's so ridiculous. It doesn't even make any sense.
Well, there's an enormous caveat there. If they are a conservative talk show and they get a conservative caller, then yes, they have to go out of their way to say, oh, that's a great point, right? If it's a liberal caller, you're a dumb lib. You've been brainwashed by Pelosi. All right, I want the ditto heads to call in now. Totally missing the irony, right? But yeah, I mean, they feel like they got to agree with everything. Now, JR, remember when we don't take callers that often, but when we take callers, do we disagree with some of our callers? Even if they're liberals, and especially, okay, I do too. Of course, everybody knows this, right? Ben, I mean, he's so quick to disagree, it'll spin your head. He's like, yeah, no, I think that's kind of crazy. We took calls for a long, long time when Ben and I hosted the show together, and he had a low tolerance for crazy. So that's not the way we roll, but we know how they roll.